That's right. I finally killed Mikey Mutant. After months of attempts, who would have guessed the cursed tape I planted in the VHS Doom rental store would have been the thing to kill him? I couldn't be more elated. Because now, finally, I have the key to opening the portal for the old god. The darkest of powers. Even now, as I speak, I can feel him tearing at the walls of reality. The steps are all complete. I've burnt the flesh of the innocent. I've knocked on the barrier between worlds. I've spilt the blood of the imposter. And now, I will chant the words of power, releasing upon the world the darkest days known. All raw, eating toot. All raw, eating toot. Raw, eating toot. All that's left now is to wait for my master's arrival. It is said he will be born into this world through great violence, bursting forth so that even demons will feel pain. Now I may rest, but not for long. Mikey's dead.
What's up? Who's next? Huh? How about it? Who wants up?
I am the devil, and I am here to do the devil's work.
We all go a little mad sometimes.
What a sad, sad day. Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to honor the life and times of one of the most dastardly, can-cracking bastards to have ever rented out a tape. The Void's most notorious Italian meets mafia member, Mikey Mutant. He was loved by all, except for Balthazar. Balthazar really wants me to make sure you all know that Mikey was a piece of shit, really. But he respected and did fear him. Even though he seemed to be unkillable, the unthinkable happened a few weeks ago when Mikey was totally and utterly annihilated by the ghost who haunts our copy of Dario Argento's opera. We've subsequently locked that tape in a warded case so no one else will have the same awful fate befall them. Mikey was in the prime of his life. He meant so much to so many people, and he was like a brother to me. Real quick, I'm going to pour one out for the homie. There you go, Mikey. I hope you're drinking that in hell. Okay, so there are so many people and creatures here today that are going to speak and pay homage to Mikey, but we're going to let Hugh Janus go first. He's not looking so well today, so he's going to speak, and then he's going to go lay down to rest. I'm sure he's just so overwhelmed by Mikey's passing, as we all are. Hugh, come on, step up to the microphone. Don't be scared. You got this, buddy. It's okay.
It happened again.
I know. So many times.
I feel weird.
What the fuck? Dude, your chest. What oh my God! What the fuck is that? Was that a can crack? Holy shit. Is that Mike? Oh my God. Holy fuck. You just exploded, Hugh, everywhere. What the fuck is happening? And you're drinking a goddamn Monster.
This one is a ultra strawberry dreams.
Oh, nice. How'd you get that inside of Hugh Janus, though?
Oh, there are ways to get into Hugh Janus.
Holy shit. There are lots of ways in there. Number one being dead baby birds. If you hide yourself in a dead baby bird, you will end up in a Hugh Janus.
Yeah, he found the dead baby birds from Buddy Bacon, and he just ate them.
Interesting, dude. Holy fuck, you were destroyed last week. I was holding out hope that you'd show back up, but I really wasn't sure. Yeah, we planned this whole funeral. There's food. You can have some food if you want, but you're covered in Hugh's blood, and he's literally ripped in fucking shreds. Right? Yeah,
I kind of just bursted out of him in a can cracking way.
Yeah, like the fucking Kool-Aid Man of horror. Well, I guess the Kool-Aid Man was kind of scary anyway. Hey, motherfuckers!
I'm just like the Kool-Aid Man, but I have acid instead of the Kool-Aid.
You got fucking face hugger acid blood. Yeah, man. Love it. Nice. All right. Well, that's a way to reappear. I don't know what's going to happen with Hugh. We'll try to figure that out. Can some of you out in the crowd start taking his body off the stage, please? Shit, man. While we have all this, the crowd here and all this shit, you want to just do the episode, live in front of the Void crowd?
Yeah. What movie are we doing this week?
Oh, actually, it's cool you showed up that way because it's Alien, 1979.
Oh, shit, my favorite. Okay, let's go.
Hell yeah, man. That's what's up. Cool. All right. Well, let's jump into the real fucking show. So hello all, and welcome back to the VHS Doom podcast and rental store. As always, I'm your host, Dylan. We're so glad that you're joining us again this week for another deep dive into the shelves of madness. That's right. We hope you all enjoyed our last episode where we headed to camp for gifted, quote unquote, children. Gifted. And we met Madman Mars. And I will say he was definitely in need of a fucking
He is with those Mars bars.
Bro, Mars bars, Mars nails, Mars toenails. Fucking Christ.
He tried feeding them to you at one point.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, we were the Mars boys. That was pretty fun. Jesus. Yeah, those hands and feet were probably the most disgusting shit I've ever seen.
Tried feeding guys. You guys one of his toenails.
He did. Yeah, he tried to stick his toe in my mouth, and I uncontrollably vomited everywhere, all over the floor.
Then he ran away screaming. Yes, he's scared away
like a fucking
Mars.
Fucking cheetah. Just running through the fucking woods. Yeah.
His arms out.
Yeah. Yeah, there was a lot that happened last week. If you haven't listened to it already, head back and check it out. Because as you just heard, Mikey was unfortunately killed by an evil spirit right here in the store. It had to do with it.
I mean, it was 3 weeks ago in our time, but in their time, it's been like a week ago.
Yeah, it's in real time 3 weeks.
2 weeks.
He's been dead for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't think this episode's going to come out tomorrow. So it's probably 4 weeks or something, right?
Yeah.
For us, but 2 weeks for them. Yeah.
Well, no, it's going to be 3 weeks because, yeah.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah. You kept trying to come back early, and I'm like, no. I want to do the show. No. Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure that evil spirit Dandy Man had something to fucking do with that. I'm sure of it. You know? Anyway.
I got the
luckily,
Ravioli Boys and Alfredo Jones guarding the door tonight.
That's right.
And we covered the vents with Alfredo sauce.
Oh, the vents are covered with Alfredo. That's why that's gonna start stinking, man.
Yeah, just like a buttery, like creamy sauce all over the walls. You know,
it just smells like waves of fucking garlic in this store.
We got some garlic bread here too, but okay, yeah.
Did you like force Hugh to do that from his insides? Like,
yeah, pretty much.
Oh, wow.
It's like one of those like zombie like ants kind of thing, where like
yeah,
I'm controlling him from the inside, but he's like still like a husk.
Yeah, you were the fungus, and
yeah,
was your body. Okay, yeah, I could see that. God damn, but then he's a deadite too, so technically he's possessed by a demon. So how'd that go? Did you guys get along in there?
I was the demon at one point.
Oh god damn! Holy shit! Okay. All right. Well, luckily, this week, as always, I'm joined by my ever nefarious, dastardly, can-cracking, and always awesome co-host, Mikey Mutant.
Hi, Mikey!
Holy fuck! Every week you're greeted by Chucky.
Chunky.
We
couldn't get the rights to Chucky, so it's Chunky.
Right. We definitely didn't get the rights to that. Yeah. Oops. We want to give a huge shout out this week to somebody named Michael B for being our newest Patreon subscriber. That's right. Woo! Get your own membership today. Go to Patreon.
When am I going to get it, by the way?
Shh. I'm not letting them know it's you. All right. God damn it. Shut up. That's right, folks. If you work at the VHS Doom rental store, not only do you not get paid, you also have to donate to the store to keep it open. It's very weird. Anyway,
you don't get a membership card until you pay for it.
That's the truth. Doesn't matter who the fuck you are.
Hopefully, I'll be getting a good tape soon.
No discounts. Yeah, I have something in mind for you. Something, but I'm not going to tell you what. All right. If you haven't already, please subscribe wherever you're listening to the podcast and help us out with a rating. We actually did get a couple new ratings on Spotify, which was awesome. Thank you so much if you did that. Yeah, if you're listening on YouTube or Apple Podcasts or Spotify, just go ahead and hit that follow, that subscribe button, and it just goes a long way to support the show. We appreciate you guys, and it gets us out in front of more new people. Also, if you listen to us on Spotify, you can now comment on any of our episodes, on what you think about them. You leave us comments, we'll definitely reply, and we publish them to our page. So pretty cool stuff. All right. If you haven't already, check out the merch store, vhsdoom.com. Scroll all the way to the bottom. There's a link. It's hosted on another website. You can check out our shirts. And we got a mug, and we got... I need to make a hat. We were talking about making a hat. So I think I'm going to do that. That'd be cool. Yeah, so that's pandering. Also, we want you on the show if you're a producer, director, actor, or you're promoting a project in general. If you're a podcast and you want to collab on something, we want to talk to you. You can shoot us an email at vhsdoom@gmail.com. Let us know if you want to talk. So that's pretty cool. Actually, there's an app right now. I'm not going to go too far into detail, but it's pretty much like a VHS specific app for selling, trading, whatever. Who I've been in talks with. I might be jumping on a call with their team to see about maybe promoting them on the show. So we'll let you know about that. That's pretty cool. But yeah, all right. That's all I got. Mikey, how the fuck have you been, man?
I've been great. Some news. I think we already said. Did I already say on the show? No, I haven't been on the show. I have a new daughter.
Yeah,
that's where I've been for the past I've been here just because we banked some episodes, but that's where I've been for the last 2.5 weeks.
Yeah, so we made it a point to bank some extra episodes so we could keep some content out for you guys while Mikey was out. I thought you were, dead, but I guess you were not in the void. You just got back into the real world for the birth of your child. So that's cool.
Yeah, then I jumped back in.
You just used Hugh as a fucking door. Wow.
Pretty much.
That's fucked.
It's like Ghostbusters.
Yeah, right. Dude, how's can I say her name? Did I
Yeah,
already say
Amelia.
her name on the show? Amelia, how's Amelia doing?
She's great. She's growing really big. She's good.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
man.
pooping a
That's
lot.
good.
Yeah, spitting up a lot, Baby
Oh
shit.
yeah. Threw up right in your beard.
Oh my god. When I texted you that, it was funny that Declan did the same thing. Oh, can I say your kid's name?
Yeah.
Okay.
He didn't throw up on my face though. He threw up on my shirt.
Well,
so.
she
But
threw
it
up
was
like from like right here on my chin to like my chest. I didn't feel it at first. I just
Jesus.
felt her burping, and all of a sudden I just like look. I'm like, why is there like maybe like 5 minutes? I'm like, what?
Wow. Why does my face smell so bad?
Yeah.
That's
Why does it
usually
smell
how I
like
catch
spoiled milk?
right. Oh my god, it's disgusting. Fucking babies are so nasty.
Oh
I
my
love
God,
my
yeah.
kid. Holy shit, it's so gross. Yeah.
But yeah, I've been good otherwise. Been playing with Sammy with a lot of his Ninja Turtle stuff. I just got him that new play set of the like the Turtles layer. So I put
Nice.
that together.
Okay.
Put that together yesterday for him. We've been playing with it, and then he had to go to school today. But yeah,
Okay. Yeah. Is he happy to be back?
Yeah.
In school?
Mhm.
Yeah.
He's very excited to see his friends and stuff. He's really excited that our next door neighbor is finally in school with him because his next door neighbor is in kindergarten, but they should go on the same bus together and they're friends. So
Oh, okay. That's cool.
he
man.
has
He's got
2
little
more
friends.
years of preschool left. So
Nice. Good shit.
yeah, because
man.
my state changed the requirements to start kindergarten because you have to be 5 by like this September. So he has like this year and then next year, and then he's in.
Okay.
Yeah, because his birthday, it's supposed to be like September 1st, but his birthday
Yeah.
is the end of September, so he missed it for next year.
Oh, yeah. Ari's kind of in the same boat for pre-K. It's like she's November 6th, so they want her to start later rather than earlier, which I'm kind of worried about because she's like smart, right? So this morning, she's not even 3 yet. She can count to 20 by herself. And if you remind her the numbers, like kind of get her started, she'll go through like, 21, 31, whatever. And this morning she's counting in Spanish. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Oh, Dora the Explorer's fault.
Right. And then also we have books that are in English and Spanish. So I'm like, I hope she doesn't go into preschool and get bored. Because she's like on her way to reading, man. She knows all her letters and stuff, and she can sound them out. So we were going through a book the other day, and I was like, "What's this letter?" And she goes, "G," and I'm like, "What's this?" R-A-Y, and then she can see the color on the page, so she goes, "Gray," and I'm like, "Yeah, that's right." Like
That's
she's
awesome.
getting close, man. It's wild. She's way
Kids
too
are
smart.
crazy.
Girls.
Yeah.
Girl children, man, good luck.
Like she's already like we've
smart and
tried tummy
brutal.
times like a couple of times, and she's already picking up her neck and like her head.
Yes, they grow so fast.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah,
only
that's
been
cool, man.
she's 2 weeks this week, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Other than that, I mean, I watched 2 movies last week. Yeah, it was last week. I watched Umberto Lenzi's Gialli, 7 Bloodstained Orchids.
Okay.
It's a pretty good one, but there's like a really cool drill scene where he kills somebody with a drill. It's a
Okay,
good mystery
okay.
one. I also watched the Mexican horror movie Grave Robbers by Ruben Galindo Jr. He's the one who did the Freddy ripoff Don't Panic, where the kid has the weird pajamas.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So pretty much these kids go to like a tomb, they like partying and stuff and grave robbing, and then like a creature comes out, like a killer comes up with like a giant sword, just like kills them all.
Nice.
Really grotesque.
Good
It's really
times.
awesome. It's from 1989. The effects are amazing.
Okay. Cool. Good
So what's
shit,
up with
man.
you?
The huge. Let me think. I'm not going to talk about work. Work's going well though, so that's cool. But I'm not going to talk about it. What's something unique? Oh, I took Ari to Chuck E. Cheese last weekend, and that's all she can talk about because we
Of
had
course.
gone when her cousins were in town, and
Mhm.
she's been begging to go back. So I took her back. I got her a little cup that has a little fucking mouse on it, and she's been talking about it all week long. So that was cool. That was a good time.
Oh, I did one more thing. I
And-
just remember when you said that you did something. We took Sammy to the farm last week.
Oh, cool.
There's a farm near
Nice.
us that his school goes to, and we took
Yeah.
him. He loved all the animals, but then he like tried petting the cat that's there because there's a cat on the property, and it
Yeah.
sort of bit him and it kind of scared him. But then he kept saying how that was his favorite part was seeing the cat.
Oh my God. Kids are wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a neighborhood cat named Motley. He's a little orange tabby, and Ari loves to see him, and she used to try to pet him, and he attacked her like lightly twice, like scratched her or whatever. One time he jumped on her though.
Oh my God.
So we have to talk about staying away from Motley. She loves cats though.
Yeah, there's a great cat in our area that's like that, but it hasn't like attacked us though.
That's good. Yeah, and then what else was I gonna say? Oh, I did a fucking trade. So if you don't know, on Instagram or social media in general, in September it's VH September.
What social media?
So VHS. Huh?
What social media?
The thing you get jailed in all the time. So yeah, there's a hashtag VH September is a thing. You're sharing every, day of the month. You're going to share like a different VHS tape that you have. I shared one yesterday, which I actually got a trade with Paul from Mutant City Horrors. So shout out to Paul, already. He traded me a box set of the Back to the Future trilogy plus the making of.
I saw that.
Yeah. 4-tape set. And I sent him Near Death by Joe Castro.
Oh man, I thought I was gonna get that.
No, Natural Born Killers. I sent him Juice.
Joe's cool. I spoke to him on Facebook a while ago.
Oh yeah, nice.
Mm-hmm.
Joe Castro.
Yeah,
he seems like a nice guy. And then I sent him a factory sealed copy of a Richard Simmons workout tape, which I thought was funny. So,
rest in peace.
Rest in peace. Collector's item for sure. But so it was a good trade. I posted that. So I'm doing our Instagram account. We're doing VH September every day. So keep a lookout for that. And then
Maybe
what did I watch?
You never know.
Yeah, right. What did I watch? So I watched 2 movies within the last 3-week time frame. Well, no, I probably did more than that, but I'm going to save the ones past that for later.
I'm excited to talk about the second one with you.
Yeah, for sure. So the first one was Humanoids from the Deep from 1980, which is by Barbara Peters and Jimmy Murakami. That's a classic Roger Corman.
Too, right?
Yeah, Roger Corman production.
I've never seen it.
Essentially, you've never seen it?
No, I've always wanted to. I just never have.
That's worth a watch. It's rapey a little bit.
I was going to say, isn't it like the crab people that rape people?
Kinda. It's like if fish mutated into monsters and the only way they could procreate is by raping human women. Like, that's it.
Wait, I thought they were crabs.
No.
Are they fish? Okay.
Yeah, they're like, I think it's salmon or something like that. It's something gross. Some sort of like fish species. Because this town is like a fishery cannery kind of town. And they're like running short on the fish. So they find a way to mutate them. But then they turn into, fucking humanoids. It's wild. That was a good one.
Deep.
And then, what's that?
You said they turn into humanoids and I'm like from the deep.
From the deep. Yeah, because they live in the sea. Then I watched The Majorettes from 1986 by S. William Heinzman.
You know who directed that?
Let's fucking go.
That's a zombie from Night of the Living Dead.
Yes, I know.
He also did a zombie movie too. He directed called Flesh Eater.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I like Majorettes.
So,
I think it's a good slasher.
The Majorettes was fun. It had a lot of different elements though, so it wasn't just. It was kind of like it started Prowler-esque, right? Like the way the killer was dressed, and then you also get like the Slumber Party Massacre / Porky's, like girls in the locker room kind of thing, And then you. What's that?
No, I was checking if I have it on the list for the show to do for an episode.
Oh. And then you get into the film and you get like gang stuff, right? So there's like a racist Confederate biker gang controlling drugs in a high school. And then you get like a evil German woman overlord kind of controlling the
slasher
situation.
movies,
And then you get a Rambo style revenge arc right at the end. So and then it's unsettled. So it's like they don't finish it out and the fucking killer's ready for the next movie already, you know? So that was wild. That's a good time. Like I wasn't expecting it to be that good or that entertaining.
It's fun.
But it really was. Yeah, it was a lot of fun, man. It was a good time. So that's what we did. That's what we watched. And as always, it's that time. So let's get you guys checked back in from last week.
Wait. Since I'm back now, can I use the scan gun for it?
You want to use the scan gun?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, I'm so happy to have you back. I'll let you touch my my gun. Yeah.
All right. So Night School can use 1981.
Hold on. All right. Let's hand me the tape. Okay. Oh, dude, you scanned it twice already.
That was you. You didn't even hand it to me. You started pressing the button.
Oh, sorry. Okay. Go ahead.
Okay. Eyes of a Stranger, Ken Wiederhorn, 1981. Here, let me do it. Okay.
All
right. Just Before Dawn, Jeff Lieberman, 1981.
All right. Cool.
Iced, Jeff Quinty? Is that how you pronounce it? 1989. Quinity.
Oh,
there you go.
Cool. Yeah.
And Stuart Little by Rob Minkoff, 1999.
Okay. Cool.
Wait, what's this stuff on all over this one?
What the fuck?
Wait,
it's like white melting.
No, wait.
What the fuck is happening? He's melted it to the floor.
Dude, what are you doing? Holy shit. Are you... He's like fucking roboting out. Dude, is it... Are you a fucking... Okay, you just got burped back together. But you're waxy and you're kind of getting pulled back together in a waxy, slimy...
Why are you talking about robots, dude?
What? I just saw you...
No, I'm Mike.
I literally just saw you fucking melt.
No,
like you were
I
Ash
see that.
from Alien.
I think are you okay?
You were pouring like wax, bro.
No,
what the fuck just happened?
Are you okay though?
I'm fine.
Okay. Cool.
Are you okay?
Yeah, nothing happened, dude. What?
Are you gaslighting me right now?
No, nothing happened.
Okay.
I can't gaslight you if nothing happened.
Okay. Jesus fucking Christ. All right. I don't know exactly who you are, but you look like Mikey. You did get burped back together, which is a good sign. But you definitely seemed a little sus. Okay. Anyway, well, let's go ahead. We got a big fucking episode to get through today. Alien is obviously, a classic among
my favorite horror movie of all time. I mean, I always say like Evil Dead 2 is, but this is like the first horror movie I ever saw when I was like 6. My uncle showed it to me on VHS and it scared the living shit out of me. And it's now my favorite.
You
movie
mentioned
of all time.
that once, yeah. That's pretty cool, man. Yeah, so Alien is another film that has been selected by the Library of Congress to be preserved. It's won, numerous awards, including one Oscar, I believe. So any film in that caliber range tends to take a lot longer to get through because there's just a lot of detail about it.
I do have one thing. I don't know if you covered it in the trivia or if you have trivia for this one. But from what I heard, this movie was influenced by Mario Bava's Planet of the Vampires.
Oh, okay.
Which is a good like sci-fi vampire-y movie from Mario Bava.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely have some inspirations listed. I don't remember all of them. But we'll go through that in a bit. So why don't we go ahead and get going? Press play, and we'll get to reading the back of that box. Press play, you fucking robot.
Press play.
Some of you may have figured out we're not home yet. We're only halfway there. Mother's intercepted a transmission of unknown origin. You got us up to check it out.
Human.
Unknown.
Alien life form. Wait a minute, this movement.
What happened to Kane?
Something has attached itself to him. We have to get him to the infirmary right away. What the hell is that?
Oh, we gotta get it off him.
Got a wonderful defense mechanism. You don't dare kill it.
There's gotta be a way of killing it.
You still don't understand what you're dealing with, do you? Perfect organism.
Get out of the way!
Nice. All right. Mikey, I guess. Read the back of that Blu-ray.
When the crew of the space tug Nostromo responds to a distress signal from a barren planet, they discover a mysterious life form that breeds within human hosts. The acid-blooded extraterrestrial proves to be the ultimate adversary to the crew, battled to stay alive, prevented the deadly creature from wreaking havoc on Earth. Directed by Ridley Scott, starring Sigourney Weaver in her breakout performance as Ripley, the legendary first film in the Alien saga will leave you breathless.
Nice. Nice.
And in space,
All right,
no one can hear you scream.
That's right. And we'll talk about where that line came from for sure. So, Alien is a 1979 science fiction horror film directed by Ridley Scott and written by Dan O'Bannon. It's based on a story by O'Bannon
awesome.
and Ronald Shusett. It follows the crew. Yeah, it follows the crew of the commercial space tug Nostromo, as Mikey said, after coming across a mysterious derelict
But I think in
spaceship.
Italian means like boat, if I'm not mistaken.
Nostromo?
I think so. I was listening to a video essay before this.
Wasn't that the name of the whale in Pinocchio? No, that's Monstro. Never mind. All right. So, yes, they find themselves up against a deadly and aggressive extraterrestrial who's loose within their own vessel, thanks to some irresponsible and conniving crew members. The film stars Tom Skerritt. I hope I'm saying that right.
You are.
Sigourney Weaver, Sir Horny Wiener, Veronica Cartwright,
that when I was
Harry
like,
Dean
like 7 or something.
Yeah, I know, I remember. John Hurt, Ian Holm, and Yaphet Kotto. I might have been saying that right. Yaphet Kotto? Kotto.
I mean, that's what it looks like to me, honestly.
Sure. It was produced by Gordon Carroll, David Giler, and Walter Hill through their company Brandywine Productions.
Cool.
It was also distributed by 20th Century Fox. Giler and Hill revised and made additions to the script. Shusett was the executive producer. The Alien and its accompanying artifacts were designed by the Swiss artist H.R. Geiger, while the concept artists Ron Cobb and Chris Foss designed the more human settings. Alien premiered on May 25th, 1979, at the opening night of the 4th Seattle International Film Festival, presented in 70mm at midnight. It received a wide release on June 22nd and was released on September 6th in the United Kingdom. It was met with mixed reviews on its release, but it was a box office success, winning the Academy Award for Best Visual Effects and 3 Saturn Awards. Critical assessment since then has resulted in Alien being widely considered one of the greatest and most influential
It's tied with The Thing
science
for me.
fiction and horror films of all time. What?
I said it's tied with The Thing for me as my favorite like sci-fi horror movies of all time.
Nice. Yeah, in 2002, Alien was deemed culturally, historically, or aesthetically significant by the Library of Congress, as I mentioned before, and it was selected for preservation in the U.S. National Film Registry. In 2008, it was ranked by the American Film Institute as the 7th best film in the science fiction genre and is the 33rd greatest film of all time by Empire. The success of Alien spawned a media franchise of films, books, video games, and toys, and propelled Weaver's acting career. The story of her character's encounters with the alien creatures became the thematic and narrative core of the sequels Aliens in 1986, Alien 3 in 1992, and Alien Resurrection in 1997. A crossover with the Predator franchise produced Alien vs. Predator films.
Those are based on comic books, by the way.
Okay. While two-film prequel series,
I love those. Do you like them?
two-film prequel series was directed by Scott before Alien Romulus in 2024. Yeah, Prometheus. I liked Prometheus.
And Covenant,
That was a
I
good
think,
one.
right?
I never saw Covenant.
Oh, it's good. I liked it. I have
Is
the
it?
4K for that one, yeah.
I hear. Have you seen Romulus yet?
No, I haven't had a chance to, but I really want to. I heard it's good. I mean, I love Fede Alvarez.
Yeah.
I loved the Evil Dead remake, and I loved Don't Breathe. I think he would do an amazing job on this one, so I hope. I mean, I heard it's good. So
Yeah, I have too. I've heard you don't need to know the entire
movie
catalog. You just need to have seen the first movie, and then you could go right to Romulus.
That's how pretty much. I mean, like the other ones are so different than the original one if you think about it.
Yeah, for sure. All right, cool. So a couple more players in this film. Cinematography was by Derek Van Lint. It was edited by Terry Rawlings and Peter Weatherly. The music was by Jerry Goldsmith, and it had an 116-minute runtime, a budget of $11 million, and a box office of $187 million. Wow. Cha-ching! Nice. All right, so we're just going to do a discussion today. I'll run through the plot. Should we even do a plot run through? There's so much shit to read, man.
Yeah, there's so much. I mean, we can just like go through what you have, like your notes, and like we can talk about it because it's just such an amazing movie. And I feel like if you're a horror fan, you've already seen it, and if not, you guys definitely should see it because honestly, it's one of the most important like sci-fi horror movies of all time.
Yeah, absolutely. It really is.
And the xenomorph itself, like, and even like the queen is like so iconic to the series and even horror in general.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, okay, so we won't do the entire like plot read through. We'll just kind of talk about what we thought about the film. Mm-hmm. I'll do just a quick like synopsis.
Okay.
The Nostromo is out in space. They're headed back to Earth. They're woken up early because there's a distress signal. And it's coming from an alien spaceship. And they find that out when they get down to the planet's surface. They find, specifically, one crew member, Kane, finds a chamber containing hundreds of large eggs. He touches one. A face hugger or a large spider-like creature jumps out.
Sammy loves those things.
Yeah. They make really cool, like actual face hugger, like masks and stuff.
Yeah, I have the NECA figure of the xenomorph, and it comes with a face hugger. And he, for some reason, he keeps the face hugger and the xenomorph in his bed now.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So yeah, they bring back Kane to the ship, and say, let us in. Well, Sigourney Weaver's character, Ripley, is trying to keep them off the ship, citing regulations. But then the chief medical officer, Ash, overrides her decision, lets them into the ship. And then, they try to operate on the little face hugger that's holding on to him. Acid blood drips out of it, and
I got
starts
the same kind of thing.
Yeah, melt through the hull. After the facehugger dies, Kane wakes up. They go eat some dinner, and then in the middle of dinner, the chest burster scene happens, and the little alien escapes. He looks around at everybody and then runs off. And,
Little, almost like a penis head looking monster.
Yeah, little teeny tiny penis head alien. It's like, it's super sexual in a lot of scenes.
Yeah, a lot of
we'll
Geiger's,
get to that.
Well, it has like a lot of themes of like pregnancy and all the, like just sexual stuff in nature too.
Yeah. So the crew kind of fans out to look for the alien. They discover that it's grown super fast, super fucking big. Starts attacking the different crew members, but surprisingly, never the cat. I don't know if it was more of a fan of the cat or if it was like,
I've heard
this is a
theories
great
about the cat
trap.
That it was like friends with the alien.
Right. Yeah. We'll talk about that later, but I was kind of wondering about that too. And then, so the captain of the ship, his name is Dallas. He goes into the air vents looking for the alien. He ends up getting knocked off. The machinists crew, they go looking around and they get picked off one by one. And then, really, it's just Ripley left after a whole bunch of crazy shit happens, and she
finds out that what's his name? His name is Ash, right?
I'm
so bad with names sometimes. When they find out that he's like a synthetic.
Yeah, so Ash attempts. Ripley gains control of quote unquote Mother, which is like the AI on the ship, and she says or Mother tells Ripley that the new objective is to get this creature back to Earth for study or whatever. And Ash reveals, he's a synthetic. He is an android. He tries to kill Ripley because the crew is expendable in his orders in a very brutal way with a fucking magazine. Yeah, like he tries to choke her to death with a porno mag.
From what I've heard, it's kind of like the theme of that is like he can't do it himself. So he's like using like a porno mag to do it.
Interesting. Okay.
It's like a violation.
So,
disturbing. Dan O'Bannon had like a whole thing about like this weird like sexual violation kind of thing happening in the movie.
Yeah, it happened a lot. Yeah. There are a lot of points of that. Everybody else dies after that. They flamethrow Ash and he melts apart, kind of like this fucker guy next to me did earlier.
That was my computer wallpaper for a while.
Nice.
That like effect.
And then everybody else dies off. It's just Ripley. She does a self-destruct kind of code for the ship, and she has to get onto the escape shuttle, but she runs into the alien. Then she escapes, and dun dun dun, the aliens honor her escape pod with her, and she then ejects it out into space, and the ship explodes, and she goes to sleep for a ride home. So, that was kind of like a really, really basic plot synopsis. So let's discuss. I'm going to kind of talk about the notes that I have in chronological order, and if you have anything to weigh in on them, we can do that. So I really love both the old 20th Century Fox intro, which is just
very
super
iconic,
classic, and then also it's an iconic intro in general for Alien with the slow revealing of the title across the screen while they're scanning across the planet. I really like that. What's how many pounds are in a ton? 2,000?
I think so.
All right.
Or
I was kind of curious.
Is it 1,000? No, it's 2,000. I think it's 2,000.
It's 2,000 pounds in a ton, I'm pretty sure.
You're asking somebody who's bad at math, so.
So that would be how many zeros? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that's 40 billion. So the Nostromo is carrying 20 million tons, which is 40 billion pounds of mineral ore. So that's kind of fucking wild. I don't know where they would have fit that. I guess the ship was pretty big, but that's a fucking lot of weight. I would imagine 40 billion pounds. As soon as they try, there's no way they could dock on Earth. It would have to be a space dock, right? Like if you tried to land something with 40 billion pounds, as soon as you entered the Earth's gravity, you would immediately just die, right? That's what I would assume.
Pressure,
you'd get pulled right to the ground and explode. Anyway,
Gravity,
whatever. Just a thought. Okay, question for me. This is what I asked. How stiff would I be after hypersleep? Because like I would have neck problems for fucking sure.
Yeah, same. Honestly, I wonder if if it has a CPAP option.
I assume you have to be pretty fucking healthy to be sent out into space.
Man, I can't go into Nostromo then.
Right, but also, how long were they in hypersleep? Question, because they're smoking cigarettes as soon as they wake up. So, like, wouldn't you have kicked the addiction while you were out?
I don't know. Maybe
or maybe you just are like, yeah. I'm
probably now they would have like a new a nicotine drip.
maybe so. But yeah, they were fucking
like,
smoking cigarettes
Zins?
in space.
They have like a Zins can over there.
Right. Yeah. Holy shit. Product placement. Yeah. So I love the design of the ship. It was awesome. I was kind of wondering if they reused any of that set in future films or like future TV shows, because it was really well done
and very sexual in nature too.
The ship?
Yeah.
Explain.
It looks like boobs.
What? It looks like boobs? I didn't get that vibe. Huh. I mean, I believe you, I guess. I didn't see tits on the ship.
Hold on. I was listening to a fucking video essay where they were talking about how like the sexual nature of the ship was too, and how it was called Mother also.
Okay. Yeah, that's creepy. Boobs on a mother ship. Okay, I could see that. Huh. All right, cool. So boob ship. Yep. So in the beginning, I kind of forgot at the end, because it's such a quick thing that she does, that she puts the cat in its own hypersleep chamber. But in the beginning, I was like, was the cat in hypersleep?
I think so.
Right? Yeah, it'd just be cruel. I mean, you'd wake up to a dead cat probably. So yeah. And then there's a clause in the contract of the merchant ship to investigate any intelligent signal, and I think that's fucking ridiculous. No capitalist at all would risk their investment in that way, right? So you have 40 billion pounds of precious minerals, and you hear a signal, and you're like, oh, we should check that out. No fucking way. It's a great way to lose everything. Wouldn't happen.
I mean, there's a lot of them who are not smart.
What?
There's a lot of capitalists who aren't smart.
No,
like
I get that. Like I guess if it was like a government mission, like, and we're always in search of intelligent life, right? Okay.
Sometimes not intelligent life. I like the poorly
probably
educated.
Still not going to risk 40 billion pounds of mineral ores or whatever. So I thought that the computer graphics that they had in 1979, if you went to the theater, it would have been fucking mind blowing, right? That was pretty cool shit. But I was kind of slightly annoyed by the slowness of the ship's movement, and maybe that's because of like all of the other space films that I've watched throughout my life where they like fly, right? But this was a very slow moving, even their like rescue pod ship that they went down to the planet with, when it was landing, it was like super slow. So I don't know.
I never
it was
thought
just,
of it like that. But yeah, I guess I think I agree with you with that now.
Yeah. And then, so that rescue ship lands so smoothly, so slow, and then it just explodes. I was like, whoa. Like, if they would have, like, jolted and been, like, landing too fast or something, but they did the most perfect slow landing, and then the second they touched down, it was like, which is just wild to me. Also, side note, Ripley's wearing Chuck Taylors. So that was cool, I guess. They lasted, 2,000 years into the future or whatever. All right, cool. So what else you got?
I'm looking over your notes to think of something. Okay, so I really like the design of the eggs and like how I don't know. I feel like you wouldn't really have a movie without it, but I would if I was in Kane's position. I would not try to open the egg. Just saying.
No,
I just leave it there if there's like no life on that planet.
right. No,
Like there kind of seems like a dead giveaway when you're going on a planet and like there's already a ship there and there's like it looks like dead bodies, but you don't know that they're actually just engineers. But like, yeah.
right. So he sees movement in the egg, which would make me not want to touch it even more, right? So it like the little face hugger like swirls around, and then he still touches it, which is so stupid. I just don't get it. I kind of wondered why they wouldn't have waited to go out of the ship until the signal was translated, right? So like the signal did finally get translated by Mother. And it turns out, it's a danger, like do not come here signal. Right. But they just rushed out and wanted to check it out before knowing all of the pertinent information.
Maybe they thought they could like grab some stuff that was on that ship and bring it back with them.
Yeah. Right.
Like that wasn't like an alien at that point.
I don't know.
But wait,
they seem like,
if I'm wrong, didn't the company like want them to go to it because like they thought like more of their stuff was like crash landed?
No, the company's objective was to particularly pick up that alien for study, is what it came back as, or what Ash explained later. I was kind of wondering here too, how big would that dead alien or engineer have been? That was a big fucking skeleton.
Yeah, they're pretty huge. I mean,
huge.
Like they were in Prometheus, right?
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah, they're huge. Yeah,
big fuckers. Yeah, don't fuck with space eggs. No. That's pretty.
It's not an Easter egg.
Sense. It's completely sealed, so Kane has to fuck with it. That was my next note.
He deserved that, honestly.
He did. Yeah. Nobody follows protocol except Ripley. They let her back, or they let Kane back on the ship, and then of course Ash.
If a creature is wrapped around the dude's face, just leave him there. Honestly, we're better off.
Right? Yeah. Just wait to see what happens while he's outside of the ship. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Just wait a couple hours. Let him like quarantine outside.
Leave him in the fucking airlock. You know? Like you're not okay. They got him out of his suit. They got him onto the table, and they couldn't even get the fucking thing off of his face. So put him back outside. I don't know. You can't do anything about it. Just go back outside. We'll see what happens, and then we might let you in. But I guess he probably would have woken up and been like, "Hey, let me in," long enough for them to actually let him in, and so the alien probably would have got in anyway. The dead facehugger prop was really cool. We'll get to some notes about that later, but I really like that. And then what did I write down here?
Mechanic could save everyone with his freeze him suggestion.
Oh yeah, one of the mechanics suggests to just freeze.
Would it have frozen
Kane.
the face hugger though?
Right. Yeah. He would have saved everybody. They would have just frozen him.
No, but like,
you know
what if it didn't though?
It probably wouldn't have, because
it would have probably just found another host.
The alien, I mean, spoiler alert, does survive in space.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. Anyway, I said the thought of a parasite that lets you come back to life and gain consciousness to then kill you as brutally as possible makes the alien seem that much more brutal to me. So, Kane, the facehugger falls off. Kane regains consciousness. He's happy, chipper, having a good old time, eating some lunch. And then he's fucking brutally murdered, which, I mean, you could have kept him unconscious, right? And then busted out of him, but no, they wanted to be.
And then your note is baby alien.
Baby alien, so cute with its little metal chompers. Yeah, yeah, little dick baby. Goddamn cats, man. Goddamn cats. I love them, and they always fuck shit up. Guaranteed.
Little dick baby.
Little dick baby. But yeah, so the cat's getting people killed because they're all trying to find the cat. Like, oh, hey, come here, buddy. So I'm pretty sure the cat was working in tandem as a predator itself with the alien or the xenomorph. You know. So what are theories behind that? You've said you've heard some. Tell me about them.
That like the cat was like helping the alien, pretty much.
Okay. Like, where have you heard that? On other podcasts and shit?
On like YouTube.
Yeah,
Different like video essay theories, kind of stuff.
Okay. I could see that, right? Because cats are innately evil.
Yeah, they are.
I love cats. I have a cat. She's evil. Sweet and evil.
Yeah, she likes to eat food and then throw up all over your house.
Yeah, that's pretty much all the fucking time. Yeah. She eats so fast that she just throws up everything.
Same.
Because she's a fat lard who eats butter. If you leave butter out, she's going for it, man. She'll get it. She's my wife's caught her before. Like, my wife will make like a bowl of cereal and she'll put it on the table and she'll turn around to go get the spoon and she'll come back and the cat will be up there eating cereal out of her bowl. It's fucked. That cat's something else. Anyway. All right. So moving on. Of course, everybody splits up. It's a horror movie and they all die one by one. I did really like the diversity of the set design in the ship. So they were it's not like you got the same feel in every part of the ship. When they were, in the engine room, you had a lot of chains.
Alien Isolation?
No, I never did.
Oh man, that game was fun. It reminded me of that. Well, obviously.
Is that the one where you had to hide from the xenomorph and shit? Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was more of a survival horror. The DLC was literally you play as the cast of the movie.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Game,
no, I never did. Nice. Yeah, so when they're in the engine room, there's a bunch of chains, and then there's a room where there's just water falling, which I was kind of wondering about that. Like, why is it raining? Is it a cooling mechanism for like engines or something? I don't know. It was interesting though. Yeah, and then maybe it's their piss and shit in it. I don't know, man. I don't know, but he was walking right under it, getting a golden shower. That bad boy grew fast as fuck, boy. So they're looking for him. They got their flamethrowers. They wander around. They find his shed skin, and then he's fucking huge out of nowhere. There is a really good jump scare on the Dallas kill. He was in the air shaft, which was giving me anxiety, which is because it's kind of cave-like anyway. Oh, fuck, bro. I watched this video yesterday of the world's longest water slide, and I almost had a panic attack.
No, thank you.
Because you're enclosed in like a little teeny tiny, like,
That sounds terrifying.
2-foot hole. Oh, my God. It was awful. Anyway, and then at this point, Dallas is dead. One of the mechanics is dead. They regroup with one mechanic, Ripley, and that other girl. I don't know what her job was, but yeah. And then they decide they're gonna flamethrow that bitch or whatever. And yeah, then more people die. So this is where Ripley, after the other mechanic and the other girl die, she goes to find... No, it's before that. She goes to Mother to figure out what's going on while those two are still alive, because then they save her from Ash, right? So she finds out military priorities outweigh capitalist agendas. They want this weapon brought back to the Earth so they can, use it, I'm sure, against other people, because why not? And then you find out Ash is a fucking robot, and he almost killed her with a nudie mag, and then there was so much jizz on Ash's face as he's melting. That was very sexual. I'll say that. The way he looked. One of the best
comic books of all time.
Aliens. Superman Aliens. Oh, okay. Nice.
Yeah.
I didn't know there was a crossover.
It's an Elseworld one.
Cool. What other notes you got?
I like that scene when you find out he's a synthetic and he like melts down. I thought that was very surprising the first time I saw it. It still freaks me out at times, but I like that part. I don't know. I love this movie in general, so like everything is just like this movie is like a comfort food kind of thing for me.
So Jones is a survivor and is perfect bait for humans. Jones was the cat's name. So Ripley puts him into a cat carrier to get him into the the escape pod, and then the alien walks up and just looks at him, and then it's like, hi. And I assume the cat told the alien how to get on the escape pod, right? Because cats are evil.
It definitely did.
That's probably what happened. Okay. The alien goes to kill the other two people, so the mechanic and the other girl. Another sexual thing here. The alien tail appendage goes up between Parker, that's her name, Parker's legs. Super unnecessary.
Creepy as
right?
fuck.
It's super creepy. No need for it, but they did that. My next note was don't walk backward around corners. Seems like self-explanatory,
yeah.
but not. And then I also said Mother is not very cool because Ripley obviously made it in time to shut the fucking self-destruct off, and Mother's like, nah, I want to die. She just kept going.
That's it for me, boys.
That's it for me, y'all. Then it morphs into Seizure City with the strobe lights.
Definitely
Holy fuck. I was watching it in my dark living room like, oh my God. It was awful. As soon as Ripley gets into the escape pod, she throws that fucking cat crate like it's a brick. It's like, just.
I feel bad for Jones.
Yeah, I felt bad for the cat a little bit. And then the shit blows up. She says, I got you, you son of a bitch. And I just put on my ship because obviously that's what was about to happen. And then they did put the cat in hypersleep. Didn't remember that, but then I saw that. I was like, okay, cool. Her underwear that she are wearing are entirely too small. There's no need for that. There was like 2 sizes too small. All right. That's just uncomfortable. Nobody would be doing that. She burnt that bitch up with her spaceship engine. And then it was a Sleeping Beauty ending, right? She's just like with the little special lights and that's it. So that's all I got. What do you have to wrap up before we move into production stuff?
I definitely wish they kind of continued this story onto the second movie without it being like a completely different kind of feel of a movie. Because I feel like if they kept going with like the survival horror aspect of the movie instead of like turning into an action movie in the second one, it might have been a little bit better. But they're completely 2 different movies. I feel like you could see either of them and be very different.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, there wasn't a very consistent storyline there, but yeah, I know that it was hard for them to actually get the second one made because of issues with the studio. So
even the third one had an issue too.
Yeah. So I think it really came down to just greed and who wanted to keep what money. So what they were reporting was made, which ended up kind of shelving the project, but it had to go through court. Whatever. There was a lot. So let's jump into the production notes for Alien. Okay. So while studying cinema at the University of Southern California, Dan O'Bannon had made a science fiction comedy film called Dark Star with director John Carpenter and concept artist Ron Cobb, with production beginning in late 1970. The film featured an alien, which was created by spray painting a beach ball and adding rubber claws.
Is that how they made that? That's funny.
Yeah, right. Which was played for the comedic effect. The experience left O'Bannon really wanting to do an alien that looked real, though. A couple of years later, he began working on a very similar story that would focus more on horror. He said, quote, "I wanted to do a scary movie on a spaceship with a small number of astronauts." And he later recalled Dark Star was a horror movie instead of a comedy. Ronald Shusett, meanwhile, was working on an early version of what would eventually become Total Recall. Impressed by Dark Star, he contacted Dan O'Bannon, and the two agreed to collaborate on their projects, choosing to work on O'Bannon's film first, as they believed it would be less costly to produce. O'Bannon accepted an offer to work on Jodorowsky's adaptation of Dune.
Have you seen a documentary for it?
Of Dune?
No, of Jodorowsky's Dune.
No.
Because he was supposed to direct it, but the production fell apart.
Right,
it was supposed to be
yeah.
Yeah.
No, I haven't. I should check that out, though.
Yeah, Jodorowsky has some crazy movies.
So that project took O'Bannon to Paris for 6 months, but then the project, like Mikey said, did vault through. But it did introduce him to several artists whose work gave him ideas for his movie, including Chris Foss, H.R. Geiger, and Jean Mobius Giraud.
Two crazy artists, honestly.
Huh?
I said Geiger and Mobius are like two crazy artists. Their artwork is great.
Right, yeah, for sure. So O'Bannon was impressed by Foss's covers for science fiction books, while he found Geiger's work, quote, disturbing. Mm-hmm. The quote from O'Bannon was, "His paintings had a profound effect on me. I'd never seen anything that was quite as horrible and at the same time as beautiful as his work."
It really is that way, honestly.
Yeah. And so I ended up writing a script about a Geiger monster. After the Dune project collapsed, O'Bannon found himself homeless and broke. And returned to Los Angeles, where he would borrow Shussett's couch. In need of money, he decided to write a spec script the studios would buy, and the two revived his memory script. Shussett suggested that O'Bannon use one of his other film ideas about gremlins infiltrating a B-17 bomber during World War II and set it on a spaceship as the second half of the story. Wow. The working title of that project, was now Star Beast, but O'Bannon disliked that title and changed it to Alien after noting the number of times that the word appeared in the script. Shusett and he liked the new title Simplicity, and it doubled meaning as both a noun and an adjective. Shusett came up with the idea that one of the crew members could be implanted with an alien embryo that would burst out of him. He thought that this would be an interesting plot device by which the alien could get aboard the ship. In writing the script, O'Bannon drew inspiration from many previous works of science fiction and horror. He later stated, quote, "I didn't steal Alien from anybody. I stole it from everybody." The thing from funny? Another... What's that?
So A Thing from Another World is the one that Carpenter made into The Thing.
Right, yes.
That's
so, funny. Right, that film from 1951 inspired the idea of professional men being pursued by a deadly alien creature through a claustrophobic environment. Forbidden Planet from 1956 gave Dan O'Bannon the idea of a ship being warned not to land, and then the crew being killed by one by a mysterious creature when they defied that warning.
Oh, it does talk about Bava's movie. Okay.
Oh, good. Okay. Planet of the Vampires from 1965 contains a scene in which the heroes discover a giant alien skeleton that influenced the Nostromo crew's discovery of the alien creature in the derelict spacecraft.
I just got the Blu-ray for that from the Kino sale.
Oh, yeah?
It's one of my favorite Bava movies. Yeah.
Nice. Okay, cool. Gotta love a good Kino sale.
Mm-hmm.
O'Bannon has also noted the influence of Junkyard from 1953, which is a short story by Clifford D. Simak, in which a crew lands on an asteroid and discovers a chamber full of eggs. He's also cited influences Strange Relations by Philip Jose Farmer in 1960, which covers alien reproduction, and various EC Comics horror titles carrying stories in which monsters eat their way out of people.
Oh, I have an
What's
EC
that?
Comics thing right here.
Oh, do you?
Vault of Horror.
Noise. The Vault of Horror.
Yeah, I love Tales from the Crypt and Vault of Horror.
Nice.
EC Comics is amazing.
Yeah, that's cool. Look at you, ready to go. With most of the plot
That's been
in
back
place,
here. It's like collecting dust, I think.
Shusett and O'Bannon presented their script to several studios, pitching it as, quote, Jaws in space.
That's how I always describe it to other people who've never seen the movie, honestly.
Continuing. So, with most of the plot in place, Shusett and O'Bannon presented their script to several studios, pitching it as Jaws in space. They were on the verge of signing a deal with Roger Corman's studio when a friend offered to find them a better deal and passed the script on to Gordon Carroll, David Geiler, I'm going to say Geiler, and Walter Hill, who had formed a production company called Brandywine with ties to 20th Century Fox.
Walter Hill's a legend, too.
Bum, bum, bum. Alien was filmed over 14 weeks from July 5th to October 21st of 1978. Principal photography took place at Pinewood Studios and Shepperton Studios near London, while model and miniature filming was done at Bray Studios in Wateroakley, Berkshire.
That's what I love about this movie, the miniatures where they did with the ship flying and stuff.
Yeah, that was really cool stuff, for sure. The production schedule was short due to the film's low budget and pressure from 20th Century Fox to finish on time.
These studios don't give a fuck, and they just want to like rush movies out.
Yeah, well, it's a business. You know, it's not about the art. It's about the money. But I get it.
Should be about the art.
It's about the art. No, it's about the dollars, bitch. A crew of over 200 craftspeople and technicians constructed the three principal sets, which were the surface of the alien planet, the interiors of the Nostromo, and the derelict spacecraft. Art director Les Dilley created a 1/24th scale miniatures of the planetoid's surface and derelict spacecraft based on Geiger's designs. Then he made molds and casts and scaled them up as diagrams for the wood and fiberglass forms of the set. Tons of sand, plaster, fiberglass, rock, and gravel were shipped into the studio to sculpt a desert landscape for the planetoid surface, which the actors would walk across wearing spacesuit costumes. Yeah. The suits were thick, bulky, and lined with nylon, and had no cooling systems. Nice. And initially, no venting for their exhaled carbon dioxide.
This reminds me of what Mark Strostrom's talked to us about, the Henrietta suit.
All right, Henrietta almost killed Ted Raimi. Yeah. Combined with a heat wave, these conditions nearly caused the actors to pass out. Nurses had to be kept on hand with oxygen tanks for them. Wow. All of the visuals shown on the computer screens in the Nostromo's bridge were computer-generated imagery or CGI. The staff used CGI because it was easier
That's amazing.
than any alternative. I know. It's like super early CGI. For scenes showing the exterior of the Nostromo, a 58-foot landing leg was constructed to give a sense of the ship's size. Scott was not convinced that it looked large enough, so he had his two young sons and the son of Derek Van Lint, which was the cinematographer I mentioned earlier, stand for the regular actors, wearing smaller spacesuits to make the set pieces seem larger.
I didn't know that part.
Yeah, me either. The same technique was used for the scene in which the crew members encounter the dead alien creature in the derelict spacecraft. The children nearly collapsed due to the heat of the suits.
Jesus Christ.
The cinematographer's own child almost.
And director's own child.
Oh, my God. That's wild. Yeah, so...
What is Ridley doing?
Oxygen systems were then eventually, because of the children, added to so the actors
just because of the children, not because of the actors in general.
Right.
Productions in the 70s didn't give a fuck.
You a bitch. Just figure it out.
I swear, productions in like the 70s and 80s did not give a fuck about the actors.
They didn't. No, not at all. It's like The Exorcist. I don't care about you.
Chainsaw Massacre, the way They
Right.
shot that one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. So funny. All right. So apparently, four identical cats were used to portray Jones,
What?
the crew's pet. Yeah.
How
During
many of them
filming,
died on set?
I don't know. It's a good question. During filming, Sigourney Weaver discovered that she was allergic to a combination of cat hair and the glycerin placed on the actor's skin to make them appear sweaty. By removing the glycerin, she was able to continue working with the cats. I heard that they almost thought about replacing her because of that.
Craziness.
Yeah, that would have
It
been
would have
wild.
not been the same movie, in my opinion.
I know, right? I know. Okay, so let's see. Alien originally was to conclude with the destruction of the Nostromo while Ripley escapes in the shuttle Narcissus. However, Scott conceived of a fourth act of the film in which the alien appears on the shuttle and Ripley is forced to confront it. He pitched the idea to 20th Century and negotiated an increase in the budget to film the scene over several extra days. Scott had wanted the alien to bite off Ripley's head and then make the final log entry in her voice. Wow.
I gotta go.
Yeah. All right, buddy. Have fun.
I'll be back soon, guys.
Yeah. All right. Peace, alien. But the producers vetoed this idea because they believed the alien should die at the end of the film. All right, cool. So Mikey had to take off. We're going to finish this episode up without him. We'll probably skip the reviews today just because that's his thing. And then I'll move right into the movie suggestions and get you guys out of here. So the next section we're going to talk about are the creature effects, which are just so iconic in this film. So O'Bannon introduced Scott to the artwork of H.R. Geiger. Both of them felt that his painting Necronom 4 was the type of representation they wanted for the film's antagonist and began asking the studio to hire him as a designer. Fox initially believed Geiger's work was too ghastly for the audiences, but the Brandywine team were persistent and eventually won out. According to Gordon Carroll, quote, the first second that Ridley saw Geiger's work, he knew that the biggest single design problem, maybe the biggest problem in the film, had been solved. Scott flew to Zurich to meet with Geiger and recruited him to work on all aspects of the alien and its environment, including the surface of the planetoid. The derelict spacecraft and all four forms of the alien from the egg to the adult. Fuck. Words. The scene of Kane inspecting the egg was shot in post-production. A fiberglass egg was used so that actor John Hurt could shine his light on it and see movement inside, which was provided by Scott fluttering his hands inside the egg while wearing rubber gloves. Okay. The top of the egg was hydraulic, and the innards were a cow's stomach and tripe. Fuck. Test shots of the eggs were filmed using hen's eggs, and this footage was used in early teaser trailers. For this reason, the image of a hen's egg was used on the poster and has become emblematic of the franchise as a whole, as opposed to the alien egg that appears in the finished film. The facehugger and its proboscis, which was made of sheep's intestine, were shot out of the egg using high-pressure air hoses. The shot was reversed and slowed down in editing to prolong the effect and reveal more detail. The facehugger itself was the first creature that H.R. Geiger designed for the film, going through several versions of different sizes before deciding on a small creature with a human-like fingers and a long tail. Dan O'Bannon, with help from Ron Cobb, drew his own version based on Geiger's design, which became the final version. Cobb came up with the idea that the creature would have a powerful acid for blood, which is just crucial to the film. That's a characteristic that they would carry over to the adult alien and would make it impossible for the crew to kill it by conventional means, such as guns or explosives, since the acid would burn through the ship's hull. For the scene in which the dead facehugger is examined, Scott used pieces of fish and shellfish to create its internal organs, which is just wild. The design of the chest burster was inspired by Francis Bacon's 1944 painting Three Studies for figures at the base of a crucifixion. Geiger's original design, which was refined, resembled a plucked chicken. Screenwriter Dan O'Bannon credits his experiences with Crohn's disease for inspiring the chest bursting scene. For the filming of the chest burster scene, the cast members knew that the creature would be bursting out of hurt and had seen the chest burster puppet. but they had not been told that fake blood would also be bursting out of it in every direction from high-pressure pumps and squibs. The scene was shot in one take using an artificial torso filled with blood and viscera, with Hurt's head and arms coming up from underneath the table. The chest burster was shoved up through the torso by a puppeteer who held it on a stick. When the creature burst through the chest, a stream of blood shot directly at Cartwright, shocking her enough that she fell over and went into hysterics. According to Tom Skerritt, quote, "What you saw on camera was the real response. She had no idea what the hell happened. All of a sudden, this thing just came up. The creature then runs off camera, an effect accomplished by cutting a slit in the table for the puppeteer's stick to go through and passing on an air hose through the puppet's tail to make it whip about." The real-life surprise of the actors gave the scene an intense sense of realism and made it one of the film's most memorable moments. During preview screenings, the crew noticed that some viewers would move toward the back of the theater as to not be too close to the screen when that sequence occurred. The scene has frequently been called one of the most memorable moments. God damn it. I can't read today. The scene has frequently been called one of the most memorable moments in cinema history. In 2007, Empire named it as the greatest 18-rated moment in film, ranking it above the decapitation scene in The Omen and the transformation sequence in An American Werewolf in London from 1981. IGN ranked the scene 10th out of the 100 best movie moments of all time. For the scene in which Ash is revealed to be an android, a puppet was created of the character's torso and upper body, which was operated from underneath. During a preview screening of the film, the scene caused an usher to faint. In a following scene, Ash's head is placed on a table and reactivated. For portions of this scene, an animatronic head was made using a phased cast of the actor Ian Holm. However, the latex of the head shrank while curing, and as a result, was not entirely convincing. For the bulk of the scene, Holm knelt under the table with his head coming up through the hole. Milk, caviar, pasta, fiber optics, and Foley urinary catheters were combined to form the android's innards. How creative. That's really cool. All right. So typically, Mikey does the box office and home media. So I'm just going to read those out for you guys really quick. So the film was a commercial success, opening in 90 theaters across the United States, plus one in Canada, setting 51 house records and grossing over $3 million over a 4-day Memorial Day weekend with a per-screen average of $38,000, which Daily Variety suggested may have been the biggest per-screen opening in history. In its first 4 weeks, it grossed $16.5 million from only 148 prints before expanding to 635 screens. In the UK, the film grossed $126,000 in the first 4 days at the Odeon Leicester Square, setting a house record. Odeon Leicester Square? Hope I'm saying that right. By the beginning of October 1979, the film had grossed $27 million internationally, including $16.9 million in Japan, $4.8 million in France, and $3.7 million in the UK. It went on to gross $78.9 million in the US and almost 8 million euro in the UK during its first run. Including reissues, it has grossed $81.8 million in the US and Canada, while the international box office figures have varied from 24 to 122 million. Jesus Christ. Its total worldwide gross has been listed within the range of 104 to $203 million. In 1992, Fox noted the worldwide gross was $143 million. Okay, it just made a lot of fucking money. That's a lot of data, though. I'm telling you, these National Film Registry films, the amount of data that they have for all of these is wild. Like you'll get like Mad Men. It's like, yeah, they spent like $100,000 and I think they made like $1 million or something, but it's never like concrete. This is so specific for every market. It's wild. All right, so some home video notes. Alien has been released on many home video formats and packages over the years. The first of these was a 17-minute Super 8 version for home projectionists Very cool. It was also released on both VHS and Betamax for rental, which grossed an additional $40 million in the U.S. We haven't seen much of that at this store, though. That's all right. Several VHS releases were subsequently issued both separately and as box sets. Laserdisc and videodisc versions followed, including deleted scenes and director commentary as bonus features. A VHS box set containing Alien and its sequels, Aliens and Alien 3, was released in facehugger-shaped boxes and included some of the deleted scenes from the Laserdisc editions. In addition, all three films were released on THX-certified widescreen VHS releases in 1997. When Alien Resurrection premiered in theaters that year, another set of the first three films was released, including a making of Alien Resurrection tape. A few months later, the set was re-released with the full version of Alien Resurrection taking the place of the making of video. Alien was released on DVD in 1999, both separately and as The Alien Legacy, which packaged Aliens, Alien 3, and Alien Resurrection. This set, which was also released in a VHS version, included a commentary track by Ridley Scott. The first three films of the series have also been packaged as the Alien Triple Pack. All right, so there is a director's cut that Scott was super happy with, apparently. So in 2003, 20th Century Fox was preparing the Alien Quadrilogy DVD box set, which would include Alien and its three sequels. In addition, the set would also include alternative versions of all four films in the form of, quote, special editions and director's cuts. Fox approached Scott to digitally restore and remaster Alien and to restore several scenes which had been cut during the editing process for inclusion in an expanded version of the film. The director's cut restored roughly 4 minutes of deleted footage while cutting about 5 minutes of other material, leaving it about a minute shorter than the theatrical cut. Many of the changes were minor, such as altered sound effects, trimming some shots to speed up the film's pace, and the removal of "What Are My Chances" scene. The restored footage include the scene in which Ripley discovers the cocooned Dallas and Brett during her escape of the Nostromo. Fox released the director's cut in theaters October 31st, 2003. The Alien Quadrilogy box set was released on December 2nd, 2003, with both versions of the film included, along with a new commentary track featuring many of the film's actors, writers, and production staff, as well as other features, and a documentary entitled The Beast Within, The Making of Alien. Each film was also released separately as a DVD, with both versions of the film included. In 2014, to mark the film's 35th anniversary, a special re-released box set named Alien 35th Anniversary Edition containing the film on Blu-ray, a digital copy, a reprint of Alien, the illustrated story, and a series of collectible art cards containing artwork by H.R. Geiger related to the film was released. Shit, that's a mouthful. A soundtrack album was released featuring sections of Goldsmith's score. Additionally, a single of the main theme was released in 1980, and a disco single using audio excerpts from the film was released in 1979 on the UK label Bronze Records by a recording artist under the name Nostromo. Alien was re-released on Ultra HD Blu-ray and 4K digital download on April 23, 2019 in honor of the film's 40th anniversary. The 4K Blu-ray disc presents the film in 2160p resolution with HDR10 high dynamic range video. Several previously released bonus features on the 4K Blu-ray include audio commentary from director Ridley Scott, cast and crew, the final isolated theatrical score, and composer's original isolated score by Jerry Goldsmith, and deleted scenes and extended scenes. All right, so let's go ahead. We're going to jump into some trivia notes. So apparently, shredded condoms were used to create tendons of the beast's ferocious jaws. At around 31 minutes in the film, the blue laser lights that were used in the alien ship's egg chamber were borrowed from The Who. The band was testing out the lasers for their stage show on the soundstage next door. So it's kind of cool when he breaks that light. That's The Who's lights. somewhere around the hour and 7-minute mark, to get Jones the cat to react fearfully to the descending alien, a German Shepherd was placed in front of him with a screen between the two. So the cat wouldn't see it at first. The screen was then suddenly removed to make Jones stop advancing and start hissing. That's kind of cruel. Copywriter Barbara Gibbs came up with a famed tagline, quote, "In space, no one can hear you scream." So good on you, Barbara. Sir Ridley Scott stated in the casting of the role of Ripley, it ultimately came down to Sigourney Weaver and Meryl Streep. The two actresses had been college mates at Yale. Ultimately, Weaver was offered the job because Streep was mourning the death of her partner, John Cazale, at the time of casting. And then around the hour and 50-minute mark, it was Sigourney Weaver who actually came up with the idea of Ripley having a psychological crutch to help her survive, muttering, "You are my lucky star," while getting rid of the xenomorph. Ridley Scott mentions how much flack he got from production from the studio because of how expensive the rights to that song were. All right, and those are our trivia notes. All right, let's get the fuck out of here, guys. Grab your popcorn, grab your candies, grab your soda pops. This week, you're going home with some dope-ass flicks, as always. In a list curated by none other than the, I think, Mikey Mutant, possibly his, robot self. I'm not sure. We'll figure that out next week. But yeah, so this week you're going home with Annihilation from 2018 by Alex Garland. All right, give me that. All right, thanks. Lena, a biologist and former soldier, joins a mission to uncover what happened to her husband inside Area X, a sinister and mysterious phenomenon that is expanding across the American coastline. Once inside, the expedition discovers a world of mutated landscapes and creatures as dangerous as it is beautiful, that threatens both their lives and their sanity. Okay, next you're going home with The Void from 2016 by Jeremy Gillespie and Stephen Kostansky. All right, give me that. Thanks. Cloaked, cult-like figures trap a police officer, played by Aaron Poole, patients, and staffers inside a hospital that is a gateway to evil. Evil. Next, you're going with Almost Human from 2013 by Joe Bagos. Mark Fisher disappeared from his home in a brilliant flash of blue light almost 2 years ago. His friend, Seth Hampton, was the last to see him alive. Now a string of grisly, violent murders leads Seth to believe that Mark is back and something evil is inside of him. Nice. All right, next you're going with Color Out of Space from 2019 by Richard Stanley. After a meteorite lands in the front yard of their farm, Nathan Gardner and his family find themselves battling a mutant extraterrestrial organism that infects their minds and bodies, transforming their quiet rural life into a technicolor nightmare. All right, cool. And then lastly, for the kids and the family, you're going with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem from 2023 by Jeff Rowe. All right, scan that. Cool. After years of being sheltered from the human world, the Turtle Brothers set out to win the hearts of New Yorkers and be accepted as normal teenagers. Their new friend, April O'Neil, helps them take on a mysterious crime syndicate, but soon they get in over their heads with an army of mutants being unleashed upon them. All right, cool. Give me your money. Give me your money. Thanks. Keeping us in business 1 week at a time. All right, so I actually don't have an announcement for you guys for next week. It's next week's episode, and that's all right. I'm going to confer with Mikey and see what we're going to do. He did have to take off a little bit early this week. I don't know if it was him coming back too soon with the new baby at home. So it's still a possibility that I'll get an episode in with the Bearded Villain or possibly Mutant City Horror, but we'll kind of see about that, play it by ear. Just doing our best here with all these new Doom babies in the picture. So that's about that. So my shout outs this week, real quick, are going to be Alfonso Zavala. I'm shouting him out because he and I were messaging back and forth on Instagram about a possible script idea, which may be a joke, maybe serious. I don't know. But yeah, he's oh, dude, go home.
I'm here.
We're done. What?
Oh, we are? Oh.
Yeah, I'm just doing my shout outs.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, I'm back for a little bit. I mean, I just brought Sam home. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Cool. Well, so I was shouting out Alfonso Zavala because he and I were messaging back and forth about Candyman. He asked me, what did I think happened with the girlfriend at the end of the film? And I was like, I think she went into like an insane asylum.
Probably.
And then I was like, what? He was like, well, what would her story be? And I was like, you know what would happen? She would convince her psychiatrist, who's a man who has a crush on her, that she's okay. He'd vouch for her, get her out. And somehow she would either come back as the hook-wielding killer and kill his entire family, or convince like one of his children to call Candyman and he murders their entire family while she watches. That would be
that'd be cool. Like if it was like a different, if the second one ended like that, yeah, or the started like that,
right.
Yeah.
So we were chatting about that a little bit. But shout out to Alfonso.
Speaking of which, if he's gonna watch it on YouTube, I got this one.
Oh yeah, got your Candyman figure. Yep. Nice. So I'm also shouting out long distance films. They have a short horror film called Video Hearts, which is a VHS dating video style horror. They're really cool. They're nice people. I shouted them out on Instagram, but I also wanted to say, something on the podcast about it.
Where can we find the short?
It's on YouTube. It's called Video Hearts Short. I believe short. But yeah. And then I'm shouting out Mutant City Horror. Obviously, we had that sweet VHS trade. Hopefully we see something on their end about
sick,
that.
Yeah. We need to bring them back
Simmons. On. Yeah, tape. We should get them back on soon. That'd be fun. And then lastly, as always, I'm shouting out the Bearded Villain. He's the man. He keeps putting out cool shit for us. He's always got cool ideas. So he's a big part of this show.
He needs to come on.
Well, since you're here, who you shouting out?
Okay, so since I'm back for like 5 seconds,
I'm
going to shout out the Doom Generation podcast, Dissect That Film podcast, Movie Dumpster. Let's see who else. My wife Katie, Sammy, and then my daughter, baby Amelia.
Nice, love it. Oh, hey, follow-up question. The Scabby Man Show, or what are you guys calling it now?
The Scabby Man Show?
Is it the Scabby Man Show? No, it had another name.
Oh, no, Night of the Living Dab.
Night of the Living Dab. When's that coming?
Hopefully soon. It was basically on me because I was supposed to be away for a while. So
yeah. Okay.
I just have to reach out to him about it. But he wants to do it soon, and I do too. And where he's coming up with ideas for different cases we want to go over. So it's going to be fun.
Cool.
The new branding. I love the new logo for it, if you've seen it on our Twitter.
Yeah, I have. It does look good. Cool, man.
All right.
Well, don't forget, friends, come on the podcast. If you have a project that you want to promote, shoot us an email at vhsdoom@gmail.com. Twerk till it hurts. And don't forget, Mikey's not real.
Is this Mikey or is this Ekim? Or is this a third one? I am wearing a different hat, so it could be a different Mikey.
What?
I am wearing a different hat than 5 minutes ago, so it could be a different Mikey. No.
Oh, you might not be the robot? Oh, okay.
I might not be. I mean, I just stuttered, so it might be me.
Oh, yeah. That's true. Huh. All right,
wait,
man.
What's behind you?
Wait, what?
Alfredo Jones!
Goddamn Alfredo sauce everywhere! There's all this Alfredo sauce everywhere. Is this
Why does it smell garlicky in
is
here?
this vodka sauce or is that blood and Alfredo?